Hey guys, it's eRa here, and today I'm going to be doing my first A Day in the Life of eRa. I'm really excited about doing it because A Day in the Life of eRa, it's the series that I'm going to start doing on my channel whenever I go somewhere.
Oh.
But basically what it is, whenever I go on a trip or somewhere, I record it, and it's basically what I do for the rest of the day. I just record it, and so yeah, right now we're here at I forgot what this place is called. The farm. Wait. Whatever. Yeah, that. And
Not today.
Not today.
Ben.
What? What's up?
Wristband.
Oh.
And what you're going to do is just follow down Diva Hallway here. When you get to the end, there's a cow desk, and you'll sign up for your tours there. Julie should be there, and she'll get you guys signed up, and there should be... All right, thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
Alright guys, so we're going, I don't know where we're going. Guess I'll just wait and find out. So, yeah. All I can say, there's a lot of there's a lot of fake cows here. Ugh. What is that? The amount of milk that a cow gives is weighed and measured in pounds. That is called the cow's milk weight. Source About Cows by Sarah Ross. How many upper front teeth do front teeth on the upper jaws? Yes, you get in a sec. Alright, so let's go.
Remember, it's all about me.
So yeah, Miss Cow. Did you know Miss Cow? He raised a cow before she gives birth to her first cow. Did you know more and more milk in 1922? The average cow produced about 625 gallons of milk. Actually, in 2000, the average cow produced about 2,250 gallons of milk by 2083. Scientists think each cow will produce over 3,750 gallons of milk.
Dairy cattle were being raised and milked as early as 4000 BC. For the people of ancient Babylon and Egypt, milk was food, and food was life. In India, water buffalo were kept for their dairy production.
Let's read this. Did you know maternity at the dairies of Farm Oaks, on average of 80 calves are born each day? Each newborn calf weighs between 750 or 75/100 OBS. See you guys next one. Alright guys, so we're gonna go on a bus tour, I guess. It's gonna take about 45 minutes. I'm not gonna record the whole thing. What is this? Okay, that's so random. There's like a bunch of random stuff in there. I don't really want to go in there because you can just see all the kids that are in there, the K1Ds, as I like to call them. Read these while we wait. Did you know, what is a cup? It is food that travels back and forth between the cows when they are mouth and digestion. Alright guys, so yeah, here we go. We're gonna go down, and guys, please like this video because it would really help a lot, and I need more subscribers. I'm gonna start doing this series, and it might be more interesting and you guys might think it's kind of interesting, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a lot more of these series. It looks fun, and I'm going to be...
I guess that's what all these... Oh, Ben, you want to get up there?
Oh, God. Alright, guys, we're on the bus now, and so... Yeah, I'm not going to record the whole tour. Record like 5 minutes of it, so...
It's going to be like 45 minutes.
Yeah. And my pod's only on like 20%, so...
Oh,
yeah.
Really? You didn't charge it?
I charged it all the way, but I used half of it up trying to see when the Wi-Fi was turning on. Yeah.
Where do you want to sit?
Alright guys, I will see you guys whenever and whatever. Alright guys, so the bus is moving right now. Say goodbye to this. Well, we'll be back, so there's really no need to say bye, but is that what they were talking about?
Yeah.
Alright.
We're going to the house now.
So yeah. We're gonna go see cows getting born. I don't want you guys to see that, so I'm not gonna put that in the video. Maybe next time if we come here again and Mom sucks at getting her code right.
They might not let you. I don't know. Here, take mine. So I have pictures of me.
Hold on, guys. Be right back.
Common to this region,
Alright, yes.
but they don't have resistance to different diseases common to other parts of the country and other parts of the world. Since we're located between Indianapolis and Chicago, it's possible for people to come and visit the Fair Oaks Dairy Adventure from very far away and unknowingly carry diseases that could be harmful to our cows. For that reason, we have you ride in this biosecure air-conditioned bus. You can play a big role in protecting the health of our cows. Please don't throw anything out of the bus, and even though our cows and calves can be awfully cute, don't try to make physical contact with any of the animals.
Okay, chill. Calm your balls. Alright. Alright guys, I wish I had some of my friends with me that play Xbox, like Daniel, Mike, and other
The
people
first
like that.
10,000 acres of the dairies of Fair Oaks were originally
Matthew,
purchased in 1998.
That'd be
You've all
sick.
heard of America's Corn Belt. Well, you're in it. It's an ideal location for a dairy. Here we have an excellent supply of feed for the cows, as well as
By
access
the
to
way, guys, this
interstate
is
highways to
located
get the
in the middle
milk to
of
the market.
Indianapolis and Chicago, so
Since
if you
1998,
live near that,
another
so
9,000
you're gonna want
acres
to
have been
come.
added.
This way.
So altogether, the dairies of Fair Oaks are situated on somewhere in the neighborhood of
I haven't seen
19,000
that much,
acres.
so yeah.
We keep over 20% of this acreage in woods and protected areas, which provides natural habitat for wildlife. These wild animals
Now
love
this
the
will
natural
be
habitats
17
that are
minutes
provided.
long,
But we
so,
know that they
yeah.
love the crops growing around this habitat almost as much.
It's gonna be like
You can
15,
tell this
yeah,
because you
15
can see
minutes, and
them
I'll
in
do
the
it
fields
tomorrow
in
when
the
I get
morning
to
and
my
evening.
house. Just save the
As you
outro
look
and stuff.
around, you'll see a lot of open farmland, but you'll also see the woods and what we call vegetative filter
MLG Anaheim,
strips
that's
growing
another thing. I'm
alongside
going
our
to
numerous
Anaheim
streams
for
and in front of the
MLG.
dairy.
And so yeah, I won't be
These filter
recording like
strips
that
are there to
whole 2
protect the
days, so
waterways
yeah.
and prevent the nutrients needed by the crops
Yeah.
from running off the fields during heavy rains, and provides habitat to
check my
birds
battery
and prairie
here.
animals. The average
Alright.
dairy cow will eat over 17 tons of feed per year.
So,
For every tanker
I
load of
saw
milk
this
produced in the
earlier.
dairy,
Mom, do you see this one over
7
here?
loads of feed are brought into the dairy in one form or another. Here we are at a truck scale. Every day, the trucks going into the dairy with feed and out with milk are weighed in and out using a computerized scale. This is how we keep accurate records of the cow's feed we produce or buy, and the milk we send to
That's
market.
so annoying.
Even the bus is weighed in.
And we weigh 40 pounds. I think that's still light enough that you should all have ice cream when you go back.
You want ice cream?
This is the South Dairy of Fair Oaks Dairy Farm. The South Dairy started production in February of 2000. Since that time, it's been milking about 2,800 cows a day. These long buildings are called freestall barns, and we'll be driving through one soon. We call them freestall barns because the cows are not confined within the pens. They pick their own bed, eat and drink whenever they want, and move around freely. They love to hang out at the drinking fountain and interact with other cows in the herd. The dairymen who came together to create the Fair Oaks Dairy Adventure are all dedicated to modern dairy farming and cow comfort. They have a lot of experience with cows, and they know how to take care of cows. A healthy, comfortable, contented cow gives lots of milk.
Oh, God.
These dairymen also hire professional veterinarians and animal scientists, ensuring the comfort and well-being of their cows. One important aspect of cow comfort is keeping their freestall in use. It's called an anaerobic digester.
And that's to your
The
right.
large tanks that you see over there on your right are actually the digester cells. The smaller chunk that you see in the foreground is for other nutrient-rich products that help maintain gas production. The building that you see on your right is where the vacuumed waste is delivered and the sand is separated. The processing building, which is farther back, is where the solids and liquids are separated. In the digester, the bacteria are devouring the manure and producing a biogas. That biogas contains 70% methane gas. Since this is a closed system, none of this gas can escape into the air. It is all collected, and the methane gas is used to run generators that produce electrical power for this dairy, the visitor center, and the cheese plant. Imagine, we're creating a renewable energy from simple cow manure and helping the environment at the same time. An added benefit is that the odors in the dairies are reduced by more than 90%. We're driving through our commodity area now. This is where we store and mix the ingredients for our cow feed, which we call Total Mixed Ration, or TMR. This commodity slab is about 5 acres of cement. On your right, the large piles under the white covering are corn silage piles. The bulk of our TMR is corn silage. Now, corn silage is fermented like sauerkraut. The corn is softened and made easier for the cows to digest at the same time it is preserved. So we chop the entire corn plant, stalks, cobs, kernels, and all, and pack it into these piles using very heavy tractors that are called packing. Rubber rings made from the sidewalls of tires so they don't hold water are strung together to keep the covering tight. Because all the oxygen is used up, this corn silage can be preserved for several years under the plastic. We go through a similar process with haylage, but that's packed in long bags, as the alfalfa is cut and delivered here throughout the summer. The hay you see baled and stacked is brought in from local farmers, and some from as far as the western states like Colorado. These bays we're driving by are the different commodities that go into the feed. There's ground corn, ground soybeans, corn gluten, cottonseed, chopped straw, supplements, and very expensive vitamin and mineral mixes. The cows put all of this into a nutritious glass of milk and all the other dairy products we love. We have 3 different rations. One ration for far-off dry cows, one for cows ready to calve, and each of the rations is scientifically formulated by our dairy nutritionist for the needs of the cow at different times. A healthy cow will eat 100 pounds of total mixed ration each day, and she'll drink about 30 gallons of water a day too. Feed and water are always available for the cows. Now get ready to see some cows up close. We're going to drive past the dry cow barn. Dry cow means the cows are not milking now. And the dry cow barn is very important because, like all males, a cow has to have a calf so she can start to give milk. Cows have a 9-month gestation period or pregnancy. The dry cow barn is an area where the cows spend the last 2 months of that pregnancy. They are not giving milk. During this time, they rest up, conserve body weight, and get ready for their next calf to be born. Heifers which have been brought back from the heifer raising operations are preparing for their first calves. Our heifers are new to using a freestall barn, so they feed aisle stanchions and using the sand beds. Most importantly, the cows here are taking it easy. They eat a high-fiber diet with extra vitamins and minerals because they'll calve soon, and the pregnancy demands high-quality feeds.
Now to your right, along the wall there, in those hutches, those are the calves that were born today. So they're only hours old. Now if there were any calves in the straw to our right with the moms, they would be the ones that were minutes old. I didn't see any, so I don't know that there are any in there. And remember that all the girls in here are from 7 to 9 months pregnant.
The cows in the back of this barn are the far-off dry cows. As you come closer to the front of the barn, we have what are known as the close-up cows. That means these cows are closer to having their calves. In the close-up area, the cows are watched by professionally trained maternity technicians who know when a cow is getting ready to calve. And when they see the first signs, they move the cow up to the birthing area. The maternity technician checks the close-up cows every hour. Now, on your right, you'll see the birthing area. The birthing area is where the cows actually have their calves. Here, they're almost constantly supervised by a maternity technician who monitors progress and makes sure that the cow doesn't have any difficulties. The technician can provide assistance if it's needed, and a veterinarian is on call at all times if they are needed. But because it isn't the cows need any assistance at all. Normally, the calf should be born within 1 to 2 hours. After giving birth, The cow licks the calf clean, and within 45 minutes, the newborn calf will be standing. During that time, a maternity technician will give the calf its first feeding called colostrum. Colostrum is the very first milk a freshened cow produces and is rich in important natural disease fighters called antibodies that protect the calf against disease for the first few months of its life. So, we make sure the calf gets 4 feedings of colostrum on its first day of life, 1/2 gallon each feeding. The colostrum is collected from fresh cows on a rotary, tested for quality, and brought 1 gallon of milk per day from the dairy that has been pasteurized to destroy any harmful organisms that could cause the calf to get sick. After about 8 weeks, the calves are eating over 8 pounds of mixed ration that contains grain, fiber, and mineral mix. On both sides of the road are calf hutchers. Bull calves are sold, but all the calves that are heifers, which means they're female, become milking cows. Shortly after they're eating more than 8 pounds of grain ration, the heifers will be moved to a heifer raising farm until they are ready to rejoin the herd as milking cows. Because the calves are grown with other calves from our dairy, we maintain biosecurity. The cows stay in the same herd, even when they go somewhere else to grow to production maturity. Every time the calves are picked up and moved, the hutchers are stood up on end and pressure washed and sanitized. The old sand is taken out and spread back into the farm, and the new sand is put in so the hutchers are ready for new calves. The very same heifer calves that left the dairies come home when they are almost 2 years old and about 70 days from having their first calf. We breed our animals on the dairy for a specific set of desirable characteristics, such as good legs, udder shape, milk production, and feeding efficiency. Artificial insemination, also known as AI, is a modern way of ensuring the genetics of the calves have these desirable characteristics. Been milking for at least 5 months, and some of the cows are already pregnant and entering into the last stage of their milking cycle. Normally, cows become pregnant 3 to 4 months after calving and milk until they are 7 months pregnant. This means a cow's milking cycle is about 10 months long. When a cow is 7 months pregnant, she begins her 60-day dry cow period. I'm sure you've noticed the sand beds. The reason that cows are bedded on sand is that sand is inorganic. That means it will not support bacteria growth. This means it helps protect the cow's udder from infections. This area of northwest Indiana has an almost endless supply of sand. Another very important reason for bedding on sand is cow pain. Sand helps support the cow's weight without creating pressure points that cause sore elbows and knees. It makes it easier for a cow to get in and out of her bed, and it forms around her to spread out her weight. The sand is brought over from our farm's sand pit and loaded into what is called a sand shooter. The sand shooter carries sand into the barn, and a high-speed conveyor directs the sand right into the beds. Here in Indiana, the summer heat and humidity is terrific for growing corn, but can be a little warm if you don't have air conditioning in your home or car. Cows can tolerate a greater range of temperature than humans can. In fact, they are comfortable between 10 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. But once you get to 70 degrees and warmer, the cow starts to get uncomfortable. Cows don't sweat very much, so cows have to get rid of their extra body heat by evaporation, radiation from their skin, or increased respiration. We can help the cows stay cool and comfortable by drenching them with water to get rid of the heat. The white plastic pipes that run along near the aisle supply water to the soaker nozzles that spray the cows. The cold water evaporates off their head and back to take away some of the heat from their bodies. A cow's normal temperature is 101.5 degrees Fahrenheit. So with a nice cold soaker and lots of fans overhead, it's cool and breezy in the barns, and the cows like that. During the winter, cows are much more comfortable than humans. They have the ability to keep themselves warm by eating extra food. This is possible because their digestion process generates heat for their bodies. The most important things the dairy farmer can do for cows is to protect them from the wind and moisture, keep their water troughs from icing over, and ensure that the walkways are clear of ice. To protect the cows from wind and moisture, each of the freestall barns is equipped with 2 sets of curtains, one at the top and one at the bottom of the barn. The curtains on the bottom are lowered to prevent the wind from reaching the cows once the daytime temperature gets below freezing. The top curtains are lowered to keep in some of the natural heat of the cows' bodies when the temperature gets below 20 degrees. All the water troughs are supplied with an internal heater to prevent them from freezing. Front-end loaders are used to scrape the walkways, and salt is applied to the crossover lines to make sure the cold weather. You see some of the cows lying down in their stalls. They're relaxing and chewing their cud. A cud is feed that they've already consumed. Cows have 4 stomachs, and they will eat until they fill up their first stomach. Then they'll lay down, rest, perk the food back up, and chew it again. They'll chew that food for roughly a minute and a half, and then they'll swallow it. The second time they swallow the cud, it will go to the
Alright, now
second
we're really
or
going to
third
barn
stomach,
3.
depending on how far it's found that cows prefer to be milked more frequently. That's really just like nature intended, because before cows were milked by human beings, they had calves. And the calves probably did wait just twice a day to eat. So now we're finding that we can harvest more milk if we milk them more frequently than twice a day. As we pull into the milking parlor, I want to remind you about our bite.
Alright guys, this is the milking section, I think. I don't know.
This is the milking parlor. You're going to get off the bus here. You will walk around in front of the bus, go up the stairway on your left-hand side. Now, if somebody needs an elevator, we do have one that's located in front of the bus. If you have something that you want to leave lay in your seat, that's all right, because we're going to be right back to this bus. Please watch your step and watch yourself on the floor in case there are wet spots.
Alright guys, we're in the milking section. I ended up recording that whole bus ride. I wasn't expecting that to happen though. All the zones were up the milking thing and stuff. So. And Rain's spamming me with Skypes. So, yeah. Alright guys. You guys would probably get mad at me if I told you what it smells like in here. So, let's get a bath. Stairs just... Guys, I have no idea what we are looking at.
Okay, this is the milking parlor, and the reason we have you stand back is I'm going to show you a video. Video screens are above the window here. And if you're standing this close, you wouldn't be able to see it. But eventually, everybody's going to come down here, so you're all going to get a good close-up look. Video is going to show you how the men sanitize the cows before they're milked, then the steps that are taken after milking to ensure the health of the cow and the quality of our product. Also, there are 4 milking technicians down there on the floor, and you cannot see them from here. So we show you the video, show you what they're doing. There are 3 of them on this side of the rotary, about by that first fan. There's a 4th fellow over here, and you can see him between the legs of the cow. Okay, we're going to start by watching the video.
Ahead of you is a 72-cow rotary milking parlor. Cows can be milked in many different ways, but most modern dairy farms bring the cows into a milking parlor and use automatic milking equipment to harvest milk in a clean, efficient manner. As you have heard, cows like a set routine. For this reason, the dairy farmer tries to ensure that each cow is milked the same way every time she enters the parlor. You definitely see them chewing their cud because they enjoy the rotary ride and enjoy being milked. It takes about 8.5 minutes for the cow to make a complete turn on the rotary. The actual milking time is about 5 minutes, but there are several steps taken before a milking unit is attached. There are dairy technicians working with cows in different positions around the rotary. Because you cannot see them from here, The monitors show you the various steps that are done to harvest milk on a rotary parmer. Every step of the milking process involves quality and cleanliness. The first step in properly milking a cow is to disinfect the teats and prime the cow. Immediately after entering the rotary, the teat area on the udder on each cow is sprayed with a disinfectant solution, and 2 squirts of milk are taken from each quarter. This is called priming, and it is done to stimulate the cow to let down her milk, as well as to check for any signs of poor milk quality. If the technicians see anything abnormal with the milk, the cow is milked into a bucket and the milk is discarded. Her number is recorded so she can be evaluated by the herdsman. The next step is to wipe off the disinfectant and ensure that the teats are clean and sanitary. This is done after the disinfectant is on the teats for 30 seconds to ensure that it has had time to kill bacteria on the teat. Using a separate towel for each cow, the milker removes the disinfectant and cleans the teats, one at a time. This process also continues the stimulation started by priming. The next milker is positioned where the cow will be 60 seconds after priming. Now, the technician attaches the automatic milking unit. The milking unit uses vacuum to gently massage the teat and draw the milk into the body of the milking unit called the claw. The claw is attached to a sanitary milk hose, and the vacuum power pulls the milk to a meter. This meter records the amount of milk given by each cow and sends that number right to the herdsman's computer. From the meter, the milk flows onto the milk receiver, which pumps it on through the milk line into the milk room. After the cow is finished, it automatically detaches the milking unit so that the cow is not milked any longer than necessary. The last technician in the parlor applies a protective dip to the teats of each cow prior to leaving the rotary. This post-dip protects the teat from infection and contains lotion-like emollients to keep the cow's teats from chapping. Because the cows are such creatures of habit, they very quickly learn when it's time to exit the rotary and head back to their pens for more food and rest before their next appointment at the milking parlor. Attention to quality and cleanliness means that after each milking shift, the rotary is cleaned using automatic cleaning and sanitizing systems that cleans and sanitizes the equipment in place. We also replace parts like inflations and hoses on a regularly scheduled basis to ensure that they are operating correctly and do not provide any opportunity for contamination. As you return to the bus, you will pass through the observation area above the milk room, where we will pick up the path of the milk that was pumped from the receiver.
Okay, Fair Oaks Farms began as a vision of 9 American dairy farmers who wanted to share their enthusiasm about a part of this nation's great pride of agriculture. They also wanted to educate people on the unsurpassed nutrition and the safety of milk. Now we have 11 farms. Each farm has a...
Alright guys, that's about it for the day in the life of eRa. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.